Okay, so last time, for most of you except for Cam, you guys were besieged by a undead flying vessel, which, you know, encompasses who overtook you guys because they're faster. Their engine is different, and plus they're much larger. So you guys were boarded by all manners of undead. Um, After which you guys decide, hey, we could still kind of see the ship. Let's go raid it. So most of you were able to get there through a rather efficient manner. Unfortunately, Kevmorn being
I was not one of those.
no being so heavy, um, took a while to get on that rope that you see, and for some reason couldn't get his footing right, and took a really long time to get over. Um, when you guys essentially got onto the other ship, you took out the pilot, a couple of stronger individuals. You also noticed that there was a perpetual amount of screaming coming from the inside the ship, like wailings of blood-curdling screams and whatever. And you cleared the top deck, and that's really where we left off. You guys were deciding whether you wanted to go below deck, I believe.
Ramas wants to go below deck.
All right, so there are two stairs.
I made it up on the ship, right?
Yeah,
I'm
you
still
are
not there
on the
yet.
ship.
Yeah, okay.
You were able to.
Just quick clarification. I actually did manage to get up. You're not going to make me roll and
No, you are
that one.
you are on the ship now. And there is a lot of wailing coming from below deck. So there are two entrances to the below. There's this entrance right here, so that those stairs go down, and there's also this smaller staircase in the rear that goes down as well. Um, who's going below deck? I know Ramus, you want to go below deck. Anybody else want to go below deck, or are you just heading there by yourself?
I'm out of trouble, so I'll go with him.
Okay. Which set of stairs you guys want to go down?
Is it a grading or a set of stairs?
So the grading is right here. The set of stairs is like right there, just below the grading. That says
Is the stairs down as well?
Yeah, those stairs go down as well. These two staircases on the platform where the steering wheel was, go up onto the platform, but those two stairs go down.
I vote
doesn't
for
seem to-
going down the one near us.
Okay. Okay. Roll a perception check for me, Ramus.
All right.
You notice that it smells pretty bad down there, like rotting flesh.
Oh, good. More dead bodies.
Okay, I'll stay on deck and keep lookout.
Okay.
I'm gonna take out one of my grenades and kind of hold it, but I'm not gonna light it yet.
Okay. All right. And Kilroy, what are you doing?
I guess I will follow the people down because I am a hero now. But I will be scared.
Okay.
And if I can find like a rock or something, or well, I have some sling bullets, so I'll cast light on one of those and give it to one of you guys so you can bring it with you.
I have dark vision. Kilroy, you don't, do you?
I do not.
Okay. Okay. You can take one of my lighted up sling bullets.
All right. So Ramus, you're gonna head down first.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
I'm just going to copy your character and oh, I had no idea that. Hello.
Hey,
Hello. Sorry for
Hey.
that. For summertime having different starts, so I forget all the time.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
a
we
little worried too because you guys have daylight savings tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
it will return to normal.
Yeah. I just remembered 18 minutes too late. But yeah, I'm here now and I can play.
Okay. So Ramus and Kilroy and Kevmorn are deciding to go down the steps. Ramus is going down that first staircase that's highlighted in red, the larger one. He also rolled a perception check. I don't know whether he said anything about what he heard or
I
saw.
would have said, "Oh, great, more dead bodies."
There's also a
Moving dead bodies or still dead bodies?
bodies,
Uh,
I don't know.
Brew
They
back.
just smell rotten.
well, are the dead bodies the ones that are screaming? Because we heard screams, right, from this ship.
Yep, there's still a lot of screaming coming from below deck. Alright, so Ramus, and you have dark vision, so you can see the entirety of below deck. So I'm going to move, yep, that tab's there. So I am going to reveal what you can see. So immediately, these are the stairs you came down. There are 3 zombies. 3 normal looking zombies. There is a corridor to the north and south. I'll put your character there. And there is a doorway at the end of this corridor over here.
Alright.
I know you had the grenade ready.
They're not clumped enough to use a grenade. I would like to use my bow if I could, though.
Okay, I need you to roll initiative. And I'm gonna roll it for these guys. Yep, of course.
Ready.
So Kevmorn and Kilroy, and the rest of you guys see Ramus head downstairs. Haven't heard anything yet. Technically, the zombies go on 0 because zombies. And yeah, so Ramus, you are definitely first.
Wait, did they actually roll a 0?
They have a -2 on dexterity, and I rolled a 2. So they're going like tomorrow.
Ah! Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna ping this one then. 'Cause he's out of view of the other.
Okay. If you guys are headed downstairs after him, just go ahead and roll initiative. I gotta bring your tokens over. Actually, hold on. And I'll put you off to the side so you can actually roll. So copy that. So you guys aren't down there yet, but the stairs are about probably 15 feet worth of movement. Put Hwinnil. And then put Kevmorn. And Kasov, you said you were going to stay up on deck and act as lookout for the time being. Just let me know when you want to go down there. I'll just put you there just in case, Kasov. Alright. Sending. And then. Okay. So you pinged that zombie.
That
Yeah. He just collapses into a heap of rotting flesh.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not much to him. Would you like to use your bonus action or movement?
I'm gonna move over to there, and I'm gonna.
And you're gonna hide. Okay, cool. Hwinnil, you hear some a scuffle after Ramas goes downstairs.
I start sneaking down.
Okay. Just roll me a stealth check, and I'm just gonna highlight the stairs so it's a little clearer for you guys.
I'm super stealthy.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're pretty stealthy. It's just the creakiness of the stairs that give you away.
I get surprised that I have a waist.
All right, so you can get to the bottom of the stairs, and you see two zombies off to the north and south. Kevmorn
Alright.
goes tomorrow.
Bringing it back, guys. Bringing it back, tradition.
I guess that's my whole round, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
All right, and just place yourselves where you want at the end of the stairs. Yeah, I mean zombies have a -2, so. All right.
Oh, one thing. Can I switch weapons from both sword and shield?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you can just do that as like a bonus.
I do that then.
Okay. And then Kilroy, where are you up to?
So Hwinnil went down just a little bit, or like all the way down the stairs?
Downstairs.
Yeah, so
Alright,
you
I'll
should be over here-ish somewhere.
I'll be like midway down the stairs.
Okay, so you're about maybe 10 feet down the stairs. To the bottom is like 15, and then on the flat surface is 20. Okay. Would you like to take any actions?
Well, would I see the zombies? Should I
You-
roll perception?
You see them. They're making noise. It's very hard. It's very difficult not to see them. They're not exactly hiding.
I'm going to Ray of Frost the closer one.
Okay. All right. You Ray of Frost a closer one. You see his right arm freeze and shatter. So 12. Okay, and you're gonna stay up there?
I might move like to the top of the stairs again.
Okay, that's totally fine. Before Kasov goes, however, this door down here swings open. And I need to just move this door. Swings open. Swing. God damn it. I had it on the little turny. Fuck it. Swings open. And a large entity. And now you can see in the inside of this place. A large entity comes out. So he's gonna float over here.
Oh fuck.
He
Bill.
is
Oh,
a
no.
multi-stocked entity whose flesh is slogging off. I know metagaming, you guys know what this probably is, but let's see.
I mean, it's not like it's on the very book I'm looking at right now.
And he technically only has one target. So
That's. I'm stealthing really good.
you're
Just remember
stealthing
that.
so good. So
I'm
good.
feeling so good as well.
I mean, it's got like 50 eyes, but you're good.
Actually, I'll add
If it
that.
can beat my 30, then.
Please possess me and see if I can kill the rest of the party again. That would be
Haven't
fun.
we done that before?
Yeah, we have. And I
Yeah.
like almost killed you.
Yeah.
So 3. All right. Hwinnil, one of the stalks rotates and turns in your direction. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Okay.
I think that's a failure.
Yeah, that's not so good. So there is this black ray of necrotic energy that heads in your direction. I need to roll dice. Yep. So,
I think this is the way for the GM to punish a player that is late, and I think I kind of like it.
You like it.
So 4. Okay, Hwinnil. You take 44 points of necrotic damage as this ray hits you in the chest.
Holy
Boom! -2, so I will go down.
Okay. And that is his movement and his action. You guys from upstairs hear some scuffling and then like this gurgle like female shout and then silence. But it is Kasov's turn.
Okay. Okay.
And Kilroy is screaming,
Yes,
"Oh god,
yes.
it's a beholder!"
Yes, yes. Okay, then I think I'm gonna come downstairs. It sounds like the stuff downstairs is a little bit more urgent.
Okay.
So I'm gonna come downstairs.
All right.
Thank you, Kasov.
Trying to come downstairs. Which direction do the stairs go? They go
They go down.
towards Kilroy?
Yeah, so
Kilroy?
they go towards well, Kilroy's on top of the stairs right now. Hwinnil's at the bottom.
Okay. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Okay, then yes, that's where I want to be. So I'm gonna be gonna come down the stairs. I'm not sure how long the staircase is.
It's about
so how
15
much...
feet, so you can get to the bottom easily.
Okay. Okay. Then upon seeing this, just gonna double check my distance. Yeah, okay. All right, I am going to cast a spell on that crazy creature I see in front of me.
Okay.
And hope that it does something. It's one of my new spells. It's actually my only 4th level spell that I have prepared, and it is Banishment. So
Oh,
hopefully
okay. Interesting.
get him out of here,
All
whoever
right.
he is.
Up to a minute. All right, let's see. Nope. So he blinks out of existence to another plane of existence. Do you get to choose the plane, or?
He goes to his native plane if he's not native to this plane.
Okay, so he would probably go. Okay, I see. All right. So blink.
If-
He's not there anymore.
Okay.
I'll just put him on another layer. So, all right.
Do I feel like the spell succeeded? I don't know if I can tell.
Well, he doesn't look like he's there anymore.
Okay.
So it looks like it succeeded.
Okay. I don't know how I can tell whether. Okay, I'll just say I think he's gone.
So you guys literally see Kasov come down the stairs, point to the zombified beholder, and he just kind of just blinks out of existence.
Probably not forever. pretty much like we have like a minute.
Okay. After you cast off, there is an individual that steps through the open doorway. A very pale, stringy-haired individual that looks in surprise that the beholder is gone. But then you hear the entity say, "You will not overtake this ship," and he is going to actually. There's that pile of crates, it's about 5 feet high. So he will. I have to see the movement. So he will move. So he will move over to those crates and he will just hunker down. Alright, so I will add person to the initiative order. Okay. Kevmorn.
So I'm finally down the stairs.
Okay.
If I'm But there's the. Is it that side? Yes, that side. Stairs, is that? Like the going down, I'd end up on that side, right?
Yeah, you end up next to you see Kasov, you see Hwinnil, who is on the floor with a gaping wound in her chest.
Okay. So what I will do is I'll take a healing potion and like feed it to Hwinnil.
Okay.
And then my 15-foot of movement to get. I can pass through friendly creatures, can't I?
Yeah, you can. You can do it.
To this guy. And then should I roll or should Hwinnil roll for the health?
Either you can do it. You're the one who's feeding it to her, so I'll say you could do it.
Okay.
What
Regular
potions?
healing, so
Regular,
that's
so 2d4
2.
plus 4, I believe.
Fantastic.
All right, she's up 7.
A 2 and a 1. Fantastic.
All right, and since
Hwinnil
you're feeding
gasped.
it to her, that does take an action.
Yeah, that's my entire action. Yeah.
All right, so the zombie, which there's now a target in front of it, is going to try to hit you with its big, meaty, well, the meaty fist that's left because Kilroy shattered the other arm. Does a 21 hit your armor class?
Just quickly.
Because I think it's
No.
like 22. Okay.
It's 23.
23. All right. All right. So the other zombie, it's going to shamble up. Yep, can shamble up. Next to Kasov, and he's going to try to hit you, which 9 doesn't hit, completely whiffs. And then, yeah, it's Ramas' turn, because zombies can't hit.
Alright. I'm gonna move down. And I'm going to shoot the one that's trying to attack Kasov.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty dead.
Nice.
It just falls apart. It was barely being stitched together.
Don't zombies only have like 8 health or something?
They don't have much. They don't have much.
And I'm gonna move the rest of my movement down, and I'm gonna do a badass slide and hide under the boat.
Okay, you're gonna hide under the boat. Awesome. Yeah, the boat's like,
Cool.
yeah, you can get under there. You easily can get under there. It's being held up. So yeah. Hwinnil, you are conscious.
That's a good thing. How much movement did you lose on standing up?
Half movement.
Half movement. Rounded up or down? If you have if I would have like now I have 35, do I lose 15 or 20?
You'd probably lose 20.
Yeah,
but I think it rounds up to the highest.
Yeah, so you lose 20.
In that case, I will cast. Let's see. Want to cast something offensive, something good on me? I think I cast the rank 2 healing, so I don't go down instantly again. Hopefully. Let's see, cure wounds, and I want to have 2d8, yeah, like that. So 14 HP.
Okay. And would you like to move the rest of your movement?
Yeah, I stand up and I start moving, and I want to. Is there anything I can stand behind, like half cover, or maybe I can like?
Oh yeah, these crates right here. They're about 5 feet high, or you can hide behind the boat.
Yeah, get in the boat with me, Hwinnil.
No. I will go here.
Fantastic.
And I will crouch down behind the crate, so I don't have any vision forward, so I hope they can't see me.
Okay, awesome. So Kilroy, the beholder disappeared. There's this creepy guy now that's came out and said you won't overtake the ship.
Yeah. Firebolt him. If I can see him. Can I see him, actually?
Yeah, you can see the top of his head.
15 to hit.
15 will hit.
18
Nice.
fire damage.
18. Okay. The target hisses in pain. So 18. Okay. And the beholder is on another plane of existence. Alright, so he...
I just realised, as far as Kevmorn knows, there isn't a beholder.
Yeah,
'cause
he
never
didn't
saw it.
see it.
He
I
just comes
did,
down,
I
he's
did
like,
scream.
yeah, but like, it was muffled. He just
Yep.
heard behold. So like, you were just screaming behold skeletons or something, or
Yes.
zombies.
Alright, so... as he steps up to you, Kasov, you notice that the burns that he had sustained from Kilroy look like they're not as bad as the initial. It doesn't look like he took the damage, but the burns don't look as bad as they did a few seconds ago. And he is
Okay.
going to take one of his claws and try to rake it across your form. That is a 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. Instead of the damage, he is going to grapple you. And then you see these enlonged fangs protrude out of his mouth, and he is going to attempt to bite your neck.
Fucking vampires.
Does a 19 hit?
That'll hit.
Okay, so you will take 7 points of piercing damage,
Okay.
as well as 8 points of necrotic damage. And you see some of his wounds heal up.
Okay. I'm down to 1 hit point, and I think I need to roll concentration
Yes.
to
So
hold that
so
that
it's
monster.
yeah. So so in total it was 8 plus. All right. So you need to roll 10. It's half the damage. So roll Constitution saving throw.
Here we go.
Hey!
Yay!
The vile creature is still gone.
All right. So that is 1 round for the banishment. I'm just keeping track of that.
Yep.
Okay. And now it is Kevmorn's turn. You literally saw a guy just straight up and bite your friend.
So I'll look between. It's like zombie, that guy, zombie, that guy. So I'll swing at the zombie first though, because I'm hoping he's like, tissue. So button will try. There it is. So I'll swing at him, and of course I rolled a.
Oh, right. Kasov, did we do your turn? I'm sorry.
Oh,
I,
you.
oh, I don't know.
No,
May
we
have.
did.
I don't think we did.
No,
I think we
because-
went straight from Kilroy to the vampire.
Yeah,
I guess.
sorry.
Okay, gotcha. Yep.
What would you like to do?
Try to break free.
Okay. Roll a uh uh uh, uh roll athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to escape the grapple.
Okay. Done.
Okay.
Wait, that's an action. He isn't covering my mouth, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay, then I'll use a bonus action to cast a spell.
Okay.
Oops. There it is. On myself.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Now Kevmorn, you're gonna hit the zombie. You hit the zombie. So that is. He is still up.
Yeah, I think if Ramas is right when he said they have like 8 hit points, and I hit for 7, that's. Do I want to?
He did take an initial. He did initially take fire damage too.
Ah, that's a good point. So he didn't. Yeah, I'll. Really.
Frost damage. Sorry.
So I'll attack again.
Okay. Yeah, he just shatters into a million billion pieces.
Hey.
Awesome. And then I'll walk. Well, I'll go up behind this guy, ready to do something. And I'll also do. Actually, hang on a minute. Let me just quickly check my class skills. Sorry, I'm just reading my spell, my things.
Well, there are no more
Bonus actions.
zombies.
So I haven't done a bonus action. So I'm going to use my Vow of Enmity
Okay.
to pose within 10 feet. Oh wait, I gained advantage. I thought it was shit. Oh well, I need those advantages.
All right. So you cast Vow Enmity. So I'll put that little circle. Ramus.
I'm gonna slide back out from under the boat,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna come up here, and I'm gonna shoot him with a lightning arrow.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Okay.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Gets him right in the chest. He screeches in pain.
and I'm gonna move up and hide.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Hwinnil's up.
Right.
you disappear from view completely from everyone else.
Yeah.
I do this movement as I turn into a saber-toothed tiger.
Okay, let's get that up.
Not the only one with fangs.
Have a tiger. Have like a regular tiger.
It's okay to have a tiger.
They're large, I assume?
They are large beasts, yeah.
Okay, there we go. And I'll give that
I
to
have
control. There you go.
this amount of HP this time. 51.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So she runs here, and when she like turns around, she becomes a tiger, and she like launches forward and do a pounce on the target. Because it should be 20 feet of movement from this position to the boat and forward. So she like runs up on the boat, and then she springs as she turns into tiger and like jumps down on it.
Okay, so parkouring off the boat onto the crates. Okay, that's fine.
And yeah, let's see. I think I should just have pounce ready. But I didn't get the text for. Does a 4? I guess I get advantage. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
And he has to do a DC 14 strength saving throw.
Okay.
Or get knocked prone.
15, and then saving throw makes a saving throw.
And he makes it. Okay.
Yep. And
that's-
Kilroy.
Should I do anything too? Like, are you you're pouncing someone who's holding me?
I don't know.
Roll a strength check actually. Kasov. Yeah, you're. I mean, he still has you.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Understood.
was like knocked a little bit by a saber-toothed tiger. You felt some of the force, but you're still deathly in its grip.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna move down a bit and try to force feed a potion into Kasov.
Okay.
And just keep on saying, "Don't let the beholder out! Don't let the beholder out! Don't let the beholder."
Okay. Tastes good.
Okay. The beholder. Round 2. Kasov.
All right. Let's break free. Ah.
Unfortunately, he's a really strong grip.
Okay. I will shout out that same spell that I did before
Okay.
again, because I really need as much as I can get, and that'll do it.
Okay. So at the beginning. All right. He's getting a little. This individual's getting a little wary of being between 3 very able-bodied people. But before he leaves, he is going to attempt to claw you in the face again, Kasov, with a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. He rakes across your face for 7 plus 3, 10 points of damage.
Okay.
So that's the first attack. So roll a concentration saving throw.
Concentrating.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
so
That's
the
not
the beholder blinks back into existence.
Fuck!
The zombified beholder is just like there he is.
I shout out, I can't hold it anymore.
And then the individual is going to attempt to bite you, which he doesn't, only rolling a 13 to hit. He is going to then get the fuck out of dodge. So we have 3 people. He's gonna relinquish his hold on you, and Kevmorn, Hwinnil, Kasov, you have the ability to lay the smackdown if you wish. Okay, so you layeth the smackdown, you layeth the smackdown.
I shall indeed layeth. Hopefully layeth the smackdown, but even if I have advantage, 2 nat 1s are still possible.
Yep.
And you
say
layeth
things
the
like that.
smackdown. So in total,
Nice.
that is 22, 26.
If you want, you can smite on your opportunity attack as well.
I can, and I think I shall. Because this thing is undead, so it might do more.
Probably.
I'll second level smite it, so that would be 3 by default.
Is it undead, dearest
Is it undead?
DM?
It appears to be undead. I mean, you did see it suck liquid from Kasov's.
Yeah, but you know,
Bro.
it looks deceiving.
It could just be a medical condition.
Yeah, you know.
You know, it has to get that iron somehow.
Yeah.
PSGs.
So how
Yep.
much is that smite?
48 then, if it's undead.
Yeah, so that would be
Yes. That's great.
There are people out there to pretend to be vampires. This could be one
so that
of
would be
them.
48?
Yep, 48.
Yep.
There's a documentary on that, actually. Okay.
Not bad, actually.
Actually, just above average.
And with the Divine Smite, it actually crumbles into dust.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Alright, so he's gone. The zombies are gone. And then this Ramas is third. Would you like to move, Kevmorn? I'm sorry.
See, I was going to use my reaction to follow him if he ran, but now I actually killed him, and that's sort of like. I mean, can I still move if I killed the thing I was going to pursue?
Yeah, sure.
Because like,
You didn't
I
move.
can move half my. Well,
Wasn't it not your turn yet? Like,
Oh,
did
wait,
you
no.
go?
Oh,
Yeah,
no, wait.
sorry.
So it was. Sorry.
that's what I mean. It was my
Kasov,
turn.
He went. He tried to. Now it's your turn, though.
It is my turn now
Yes.
anyway. So yeah. But could I have used like the move I was like when I killed it? Because I can.
Since he was
If
your
I-
he was your oath, right?
No, I was going to say because it's part of my level 7 ability.
Oh.
Because I don't think it says about not if they get killed.
So well, he's dead.
I can
So
a creature under the. Yeah, when you hit a creature, I can move up to half my speed immediately as part of the same reaction.
okay, sure. So you hit him. It died. Move.
Now I'm
half
going to run
your
over
movement.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
And then it's my turn.
Yes.
Yes.
So, do I know? Do I know what a Baller is?
Um.
Legends and. I mean, like,
Sure. Well, roll a Arcana check.
I mean, if I don't know, I'm just going to go. Yeah, it's ugly and charge. It's ugly. I charge.
It's ugly.
And in attack it.
Okay. You are able to hit him. So that is. Okay.
I'm gonna burn a smite on this as well. It's
Okay.
so ugly. I don't like the look of it.
Yeah, it's rotting, so you're pretty sure it's undead.
Oh,
You could tell
Good.
you're pretty close up at this point.
it smells horrid. I bet.
It smells really bad.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's- the exact same roll as that. Okay.
So minus that.
Ah, but this time you rolled a 1.
Alright. The other zombies
Yes.
are deaded. And it is Ramus's turn.
Wait, Kevmorn, don't you have a second attack?
I do.
Are you gonna use it?
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, my
Oh, sorry.
uh,
You hit.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I haven't missed once yet. Yay.
You're doing so good. I'm so
I know,
proud.
I'm actually hitting things.
I'm so proud of you.
All right. And then it's Ramas' turn.
Right. I'm gonna move down. Yeah, there. So I'm gonna move down, and I'm going to use another elemental arrow to sneak attack him.
Okay.
Oh God. Oh God. I rolled 4 ones. Oh God. Okay. So I do that. God. Then I'm gonna.
Don't worry, it's not a dangerous opponent.
Yeah, it's not like it can fuck us up.
All right. Are you going to? Yeah, you hit.
Yep.
All right. Hwinnil.
Okay.
Well, I would want to try to squeeze in this spot because I want to move over here.
Well, the door is open. I mean, if you want to get a running leap off those crates.
Do it.
I do it. I like growl to give Kevmorn a heads up, but if he looks back, he's gonna see a large tiger, saber-tooth tiger, jump towards him and the thing.
Okay. Oh, by the way, since you're over there, Kevmorn, you see those stairs upstairs that go that way from the ship. All right. So you hit him with all the claws. So
All of the club.
there we go.
And he has to make a DC 14 strength save. That for some reason never gets typed out in my macro, so something's working.
Okay. He makes it with a 17.
Okay.
But don't worry, Kilroy has this.
Oh God.
He's got this.
Go, Kilroy,
We
go!
believe in you, Killjoy.
Be the hero that we know you aren't.
All right. One of his eye stalks is set on fire, but it appears to still be standing.
All right, I'm gonna move further up the stairs.
Okay. So you are out of view. All right. So he really doesn't like the really big shiny guy that's in front of him. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Kevmorn.
Yep. I'm good at failing those, so
Okay. There
disintegrated.
is this ray of purple light that comes out. I need more dice. Give me a minute. So
Did it hit only Kevmorn or me as well?
no, it's only Kevmorn. It's one target. So and then so okay. Kevmorn, you take 38 points of damage. Are you still up?
38. Wait, you said 38, right?
Yes, 38.
Yes, 38.
Okay, so you're still up.
And Ramas is right. I do have 6 already.
Like, I don't think it makes a difference.
No, it's only +2, so I'm pretty sure 8 wouldn't succeed.
Yeah,
Well,
eight, eight,
the other thing is that it applies to everybody within 10 feet of you.
Okay, so there is a large chunk of your flesh that disintegrates, going past your armor and piercing your side. So you have this large gaping hole at this point in your body. But you're still alive, and you have a cleric. And it's Kasov's turn.
Wow. Okay. So, as a cleric, I see this wound. How bad is it? How big a chunk of flesh are we talking? Like,
A very large portion. Maybe there's like maybe a 1 foot hole. You could probably
Okay.
stick your hand through and it comes out the other side cleanly.
Okay. I shout to Kevmorn as I'm walking that direction. How do you feel?
Pain.
Okay. Because I don't know if I can get all the way to you, but
Good. Could take another.
okay, then instead of doing any healing stuff, I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at the big beast.
Okay.
Second level spell.
All right. So it does
Jeez.
hit. I need to. Yep, he is. Yeah, he can't. There's no way. It collapses into a nice fine dust.
Hey!
Yep, it's dead. It appears to be dead. I mean, you poke it and it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
And it appears combat is over. You do see that those boxes in there.
I'd like to loot the vampire's corpse.
Okay.
I'd like to inspect Kevmorn's wound.
Okay. There is a large gaping hole of where his flesh was once.
It's just a flesh wound.
Very literally, it is a flesh wound. Inside those boxes, Hwinnil, you open them up, and there is a large amount of dirt inside. The vampire looks like it had maybe 100 gold pieces worth of jewelry on it. And if you guys do a thorough check, I'll review the rest of the map. There are a lot of beds, or once was used beds. And the stairs actually continue down in that to a lower level of the ship. Are you guys looking for anything in particular?
I think I want to follow the screams.
Okay. So you go downstairs, and you are now at the point where you end up in a 30 by 30 foot room. There is a large engine-like machine. However, the engine itself looks like it's constructed with dried flesh. There is a small dumbwaiter-sized black iron door in front of the machine. And the screams are coming from inside the machine, as well as there are a few very emaciated looking individuals chained up in this room. And when we see a large saber-toothed tiger come down, they're like, holy shit, there's a large saber-toothed tiger that just walked down the stairs. But the screams are coming from within the engine itself.
Is there an obvious way to open the engine?
Yeah, there's a about a 3 foot high, 3 foot wide black iron door in front of it.
Okay. Is it locked?
It does not appear to be locked.
Let's open it.
Okay.
Yes,
You pop it open, and immediately as soon as you open it from the outside, there is a white, thin hand that like multiple hands that are trying to reach out and grab anything in the vicinity.
I
with
step away
screw-
from the grabbing hands.
Okay. So you step back, and there's lots of screaming of pain and misery, and the individuals who are chained up around the engine, who look very sickly, just look at you with wide eyes. And actually, one of the injured, there are 4 individuals down here right now. 4 adults, 2 female, 2 male. And they look like they haven't been out for a while. They're almost to the point where they look skeletal in nature, because they look like they're literally starving. And one of the individuals like, are you here to help us?
Yeah.
I growl.
Thank
Be
God.
nice, Hwinnil's friend.
I growl again towards Ramas. A tired growl.
Thank Pelor. We thought we were next for the engine. Yeah, and they're chained up, so
Are there locks on the shackles?
yep.
Are they still locked?
No, they're not locked anymore. And you can take your time at this point. Just unlocking the 4 individuals. They need some help getting up. They look like they haven't stood up in a while, or they've just been, they've been shoved into this cramped space. The woman who you unlocked first says, "Thanks. Do you have any water?" And the other individuals are looking up at you, in great interest. As soon as she says water, too.
I should have water. I should have a water skin or something. I'll give it to her.
Okay. She drinks greedily from your water skin and then passes it to her companions. And she says, "Thank you so much. We've been down here for a while. We thought we were next." And she nods over to the engine. They were using us to power it. I just want to get out of here, honestly. Do you guys have another ship?
Yeah.
Okay, that would be great. Thank you. She stumbles for a little bit, but then she has almost no strength left in her body. Could you help us out of here before I just don't want to be here anymore? And the others are looking at you, nodding and agreeing in earnest.
I've unlocked them all, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I'll be like, yeah, follow me.
All right. The woman you've unlocked, who, now that you've get her into the light a little bit. She has dark black hair, pale skin, and she just puts her arm around you. And she weighs almost nothing at this point. The others slowly make their way up the stairs. And the rest of you, while you guys are poking through the remains, and whatever this ship has to offer. You see four very sickly individuals slowly walk up the stairs. Um, yeah, they're dressed in rags. They look like they're covered in um, dirt and grime. They look like they haven't been out for a long time. Okay. Um, if you do a very thorough search of the deck, and you do find some papers actually from an individual named who calls himself Vivkik Fellhand, and I'll spell it. Um, Baron Vivkik Fellhand. Apparently, this individual has wanted some fresh meat for his new household in Western Algor, as well as a special delivery from his homeland. Um, but it doesn't go into this. It doesn't go into detail what that special delivery is, other than the new meat.
Okay.
As far as attacking other ships, it looks like that you don't really find anything on any papers describing any order of attacking other ships. Um, but if talk to the prisoners, and which Kasov is helping right now, um, they tell you, Kasov, that they were also on a ship called the Moonbeam, and they were attacked as well, probably 2 months ago. And they, the four remaining, were the only ones left after that. After the 2 months they were down here, they were being fed to that engine downstairs. Apparently, the engine that powers the ship is a vampiric one that takes the literal life force out of individuals to power this ship. So the four individuals that are left are the woman, the dark-haired woman. Her name is Cynthia. She was the quartermaster of the Moonbeam. There's John, there's Abel, and there is Castilla. Uh, they were ship hands. Yeah. You can, through your fine deduction skills, Ramas, you could probably figure out that this guy was a asshole.
He's a dick.
Yeah, he was a huge dick. But it appears in the notes that that the person addressed in the notes refers to the reader as my son.
Your son?
Yeah, like the notes that Hwinnil is looking at right now, it's like, my son, I'm sure you will do a fine job with the orders I have given you.
Oh, that's fun.
So maybe a vampire? Father? Vampire?
Yeah, so thing that's bugging me There are 2 coffins here. Do both of them show signs of being used recently?
Make an investigation check.
Fuck.
They're
I
filled.
don't know.
They're filled with dirt. They're both filled with dirt.
Can I check as well?
Yeah. You guys can go over there and just converse and open them both up. It looks like one has been used pretty thoroughly. The other one looks like dirt was thrown in and left there. And since all of you are there conversing, you can easily tell that this dirt, the dirt from the 2 coffins, look very, very similar, like they came from the same place.
Ramas doesn't realize any of this. He just points at both of them and says, "Dirt!"
Yep. Dirt.
Hwinnil nods slowly.
If anybody wants to get any further information, they could roll a Arcana or a Religion check.
Sure.
Dude,
Hey!
what is your negative modifier? -4. Oh yeah, you're -4.
Alright.
I hit 3 until...
Kasov, Kasov and Kilroy conversing with each other. And the rest of you can fill in the gaps. You figure this is probably, a little bit about vampires. I mean, being a holy man yourself, and studying the arcane, Kilroy, and actually, Ramas, you've heard, the old wives' tales.
I had to kill one once.
You had to kill one once. So, this is obviously grave dirt. And since one hasn't been used, it could be possible that they were taking some to wherever their destination was. The entity that you had fought didn't appear to be, you've heard the stories of what vampires could do. Other than maybe if you killed him too fast, he didn't really exhibit a lot of the abilities of vampires you've had heard in the story. So it could have been a younger vampire. It could have been not just a fully fledged vampire. It could have been in the service of somebody else. It is quite possible because they do have, spawns.
Right. Okay, so so I don't know if this looks like the dirt in one of them is disturbed.
Yep, the dirt in one of them is definitely disturbed. The other is not.
Gotcha. Okay. So you guys, let's see.
Did I misunderstand saying that there was a cargo of meat and that it hasn't, I don't see it here?
Oh, I think they mean
They were going to collect it, I think.
Like that or humanoid bodies or something. That's what I sort of surmised, but I don't know.
I just mean they had only 4 bodies to feed a airship that apparently runs on life force.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was stationary.
Question. That smell of rotting meat that we smelled earlier, where's that coming from?
Could have been the beholder.
Could be that, or the zombies that we also fought. Or they might have had a lot. They might have had a lot that they've been using as fuel for a while.
Oh, she's gone. Okay, never mind.
How do we change the power source from people to something else?
I don't know.
Let's see. Well,
Can you make it a vegetarian?
I mean, if you want to go downstairs and maybe take a look at the engine and maybe try to decipher the source of magic, the power source definitely comes from the life force of others, as you have probably deduced. However, that was the initial enchantment, probably. Kilroy, you're fairly um well versed of enchanting items, and you could probably extend that knowledge to the engine a little bit. So originally, if an enchantment is placed on an item, that enchantment stays on the item. You can't really change it once it has been enchanted. It's not like you can upgrade something or change it unless you had very, very, very powerful magic behind it. But yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
yep. But it's
You can't
definitely a vampiric engine.
you can't do anything like some nature solution to it, like make it natural somehow.
It would probably take a whole overhaul of like take out the old engine, replace it with a new one.
You could do that hypothetically. I mean, um, Cynthia will tell you that there are many different kinds. She'll try to speak as much as she can. There are many different types of airship engines. The most common one being wind power, but you can chain like bind elementals. You can have like a cold engine, but there are, and she didn't believe it at first, but she did know there were rumors of like engines like the one that you guys have encountered. Um,
Okay.
Oh, the rotting? Yeah, the rotting, it just permeates everywhere.
Okay, but is
Yeah.
there like a specific source to it, or can I track it down?
The zombies that you just killed.
Okay, fair.
Can I get rid of it with prestidigitation?
Yeah, you could. You could. I mean, you guys can toss the zombies off the ship, and then you can prestidigitate where they were.
Can I break open a couple of these crates that they're carrying and see what's inside?
Yeah, definitely.
I have a crow.
Yeah. You pop open the crates, and a lot of the crates contained household items like nice silverware, nice rugs. It looks like a lot of them are deconstructed furniture. So it looks like a ship that's carrying cargo for maybe a new establishment, a new house. Um, you find a few nice tapestries. There is a black crystal deconstructed chandelier in one of them. Nothing that looks magical, just very nice artisanal crafted furniture and fixings.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't exactly portable, and I think my bag of holding is kind of full with the stuff we took from the giants. So I think I'm gonna have to leave this.
I've got a basically empty bag of holding.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I can point out some of the artisanal furniture then, if you want.
Could we possibly tow this ship with the?
Oh yeah, great idea. We don't need to.
Our current one?
We don't need to fuel it with the engine. Right. Yeah, we could potentially move the ship.
That would be something you'd have to talk to Grenadine about.
All right.
Okay. All right. So with the former fuel of the ship in tow, you eventually, using Griff and Wildbeak and the broom, you eventually get everybody off to the other side. And Grenadine says, "So, what? Oh dear!" And she looks at the emaciated uh, individuals, and immediately, one of the ship doctors comes out, and with Kasov's help, brings them to the medical area. And Grenadine says, "So, find anything interesting on there?"
We found bad people.
I made that assumption.
True.
Yes. Yes. It was a lot of undead.
I also made that assumption because of the individuals that boarded our ship.
Yes. Yes. And amongst them were a vampire and a beholder that were both undead.
Oh. Oh dear.
So it was pretty tough to take care of. But this curiosity exploration mission turned into a rescue mission as well,
well,
as you can see.
I can see that. All right. Well, once we hit Iro, we'll definitely get these guys the care and the treatment that they need. It just looks like they've, just from my standpoint, um, it just looks like they've just been starving for a long time, and hopefully our ship doctor can get them back um, to a healthy state.
Yes, yeah, they said they were from another ship called the Moonbeam. I don't know if you've heard of it, but that's the ship they said they were from. I haven't heard of it.
Grenadine, closes her eyes and she says, "That ship was from. I vaguely have heard of it. I remember there was a ship about 2 months ago that seemingly just disappeared off the books that was coming from um Dighton, and there were people that were on high alert for a long time.
I see. These may be the only survivors.
All right. Well, we'll definitely get them back to Dighton once we get them checked out in Iro.
Great.
Thanks.
Yes. And we were debating about whether to actually take this new ship. The engine itself is an evil engine. It's fueled by living life forces.
Oh dear.
We're debating about whether to take the ship, salvage it, and perhaps replace the engine with something a little more humane.
Oh boy.
Or just destroy it.
Well, so here's part of the problem. Just looking at the ship itself, it looks like it's whatever engine it's powered by holds up the ship. I don't know how long it's gonna stay afloat, and I don't know how much it needs to keep going. Our ship is considerably smaller than that, so I don't know if we can tow it.
I see.
Maybe we can make a safe landing with it.
We could probably. I mean, we could ask one of the people who've seen the ship at work, the engine at work. Maybe we can just have it. We are over water, so we could possibly float it. I just don't know the entire capabilities of a ship like that.
Sure. Understood. Okay.
All right, but yeah, we can. I was gonna let them rest, but I could definitely talk to the individuals we brought up, and maybe see if there's a way we can get it to, like, at least we can get it on the water and have somebody salvage the rest of it. We are probably close enough to Al Gore, and I can ask Tester if he wants to take a look at it himself. But definitely changing the engine. I don't want anything to do with creepy shit like that.
Of course. Even if we took out the engine and turned it into a wind sail powered boat, could still be salvaged. Although with the kind of vile old shipmates that used to be on it, part of me wants to just destroy the whole thing.
I don't blame you.
All right. But yeah, we'll talk amongst ourselves and see what we can figure out as a good plan here.
Okay.
Do you guys want a ship?
This is I have to really think about this. Do we want a ship?
I won't lie. I think it would be super fucking cool if we had our own airship.
Ramas, do you reckon you can fit it into the bag of holding?
Yeah, I would want the airship. That would be awesome.
It could be exceedingly useful for us.
It
Yeah,
would be also
it-
kind of cool to have it start as an evil ship and we try to make it a good one, but then maybe we have some evil things that follow us and stuff. It would be so fun.
I'm down for that. Actually.
That's why I wanted to make it nature engine, because then the core would still be this evil engine. We just changed it on the surface. Then the evilness continues with us, but we think it's safe.
Sure. And if we do salvage it, then I can look after it for a little while you guys time travel forward 30 years. I'll just park it in my front yard.
You see, it's like it's an investment because, like, when you time travel later in the future, this thing's going to be worth like at least double what you paid for it.
It's an antique.
I know it's going to be even more, or it will be an antique. Yeah, it will be like it's like owning a horse. Like when you switch from horses to cars, but there's still the rich folk who biff about with their horses. So that's what we will do with this thing.
Or it'll turn into an old
Or it
model
will
of
just
an
turn
iPod.
into like wood termites and get in it and ruin it.
Right.
Like
like owning a
left it-
first generation iPod or something. Like
When-
okay.
you're going to leave it, and then you'll time travel 30 years later. It's going to be gone, and then you'll just like, I left the keys in it.
Jesus.
Airship hipsters in the future.
Yeah, the airship is hipsters. Okay.
All right.
All right. So
Yeah.
So
So
we're
Grenadine says, well, if you need any advice on running an airship, I'm an authority. If you do indeed want to keep this thing, let's let the prisoner, the former crew just rest up for a little bit, and if you guys can go down to the engine, and because I have no idea what this thing is capable of. Vampiric engines are not my realm of expertise. If you could figure out a way to get this thing onto the water, because it looks like it's made of wood, it's gonna definitely float. Then yeah, we could probably get a ship from Ero. It's a fishing village, and they should have ships. To drag this to the town, and maybe you guys can convert it somehow.
If you need to repair anything to make it float, then I can always use mending to just repair it.
Yeah. I mean, I could send some of my carpenters with you and see if if it needs a good tarring, just to keep it watertight.
right. Very cool.
Thinking is we kill a dragon, get its head or the skull, and we put it on the front of the ship. People know
Nice.
we mean business then.
Yeah. Good thinking.
Unless you have a dragon head in your bag of holding, Ramas.
I do not have a dragon head in my bag of holding.
Darn.
My bag of holding occupied with all the shit we stole from the giant's place.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you guys to go back to the engine and make a few checks to see if you guys could figure out how to get this thing onto the water.
What kind of skill check?
Okay, so there's a couple things. So essentially, what Grenadine says that you're gonna have to, in essence, kind of cut some of the power, like slowly figure out how to how do you say, like, reroute some of the power and make sure it just cruises down into a kind of like featherfall state. And it's the best way I could describe it. So there are gonna be some Arcana checks. There could be some nature checks to probably use the weather in your favor. Somebody's gonna have to steer the ship down to the water. Probably some either some dexterity or probably some good athletics checks. And perhaps some religion checks to see, like religion and arcana checks to see what it's going to actually take to um to estimate how much power that's left in in the engine already, because from you guys opening the engine and the arms coming out, there are probably some people that are in the process of being consumed already, so they're kind of powering the ship. As morbid as that sounds.
Yay.
All right, so let's get started. So I'll just go down the line. So Hwinnil, right now the weather is fairly calm. Would you like to just roll a nature check for me to see how in what position would you like to get the ship in? You probably want the wind at your back for this process, to help power it down. So why don't you just roll a nature check for me?
I also have a Druid craft to determine the future weather within 24 hours.
Okay.
But I roll nature as well to make good decisions. 21.
Okay. Judging from the wind and using your Druid craft, you could figure out that there's probably going to be a nice gust from the south that will be persistent in the coming day. So you can, tell the others. And you also have some of the crew of the Ifrit with you to help you make a couple decisions on what position to get the boat in. So you're fairly sure that you could do that. You could do this. If Box and Kasov want to determine the nature of how much energy is probably left in the ship, it would probably be an Arcana and a religion check. Okay. Kilroy, this is, it's kind of unsettling to be around this engine because it's perpetually screaming, and wailing. But between you and Kasov, you can determine that the ship, and talking to Cynthia as well, and the rate of how many people they fed into this engine on a weekly basis, you figure that the ship itself might have 2 days worth of power left in it. So you can generally get an estimation of the power output, and maybe adjusting some of the valves and spigots that are on the engine, you could probably, get this to where it's maybe hovering maybe 30 feet off the water before the engine goes, and that probably would be a safe enough height for it to just drop down, hopefully, in the water.
Could I use Featherfall on the ship to slow it down at all?
Let me take a look. That is a possibility. I just have to take a look at the Featherfall spell for a second. Featherfall.
Isn't it only a creature?
5 fallen creatures. That's the thing. Is it only creatures?
Yeah, it's 5 falling creatures.
I'll tell you what. Make an Arcana check for me. Another one. You think with some time. Since the engine is technically considered or contains living entities, and the life force that powers the ship is considered living, it might be possible. You're looking at a 50-50 chance of that working.
I have 2 spells also that might be able to help in conjunction with Featherfall. It's both Warding Wind and Wind Wall. Those 2 spells both seem to be able to direct wind somehow, so if I can somehow target it to come more from below, it might help them. It might help.
That is a possibility. Actually, if you could roll a nature check for me, Hwinnil.
No.
In conjunction with Featherfall, it'd probably be very difficult for it to work. You're already trying to manipulate one spell in a way that it's not normally used. But it just might, using those 2 spells in conjunction with Featherfall might complicate the process. Okay, and
Alright.
while this is going on, you're gonna need somebody to steer. Kevmorn could do it.
I'll say, what type of check would that require? Because, or if it would require one, or would it just be like a straight D20 or something?
It would probably be a athletics roll, because you're literally going to be using, you're forcing the ship down. And ships don't really like going.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
up for trying to athletically do it, yeah.
Okay. The carpenters also said that there's enough wood and rope rigging, and if they could get the help of somebody fairly dexterous, they could probably install some kind of a parachute like wind air catcher on the sides. And they'd really they'd really like your help with that, actually, Ramas.
Okay. What kind of skill check is that?
That's just a straight acrobatics roll. What they're doing is they'll give you a couple pieces of wood that are already fashioned, and what you'd have to do is, dexter like maneuver into this little crevices on the side to kind of make this weird sail rigging device. It's very, very crude, but it should help a little bit with bringing the ship down a bit.
All right.
Does the ship have sails?
The ship has emergency sails. So it is possible to bring those up. Usually it takes a while to bring them up, at least like half a day.
Okay. Alright, because I could use Gust of Wind in a non-specialized way if we have sails for me to aim at.
Yeah, they probably could, like the carpenters are on the ship right now, could probably raise those up. Since they're kind of like emergency sails, they aren't like as big as the sails that are on the Ifrit. And they're usually normally used for just making the ship coast along if the engine decides to fail. So kind of like a backup. So you could use Gust of Wind to help with that process. I would just have one more nature check from you to see if it is possible to like kind of use Gust of Wind. Yeah. I mean, you could give it
I'm
a
just
steady
aiming
gale.
it towards the sails.
Yeah, you're just aiming it towards the sails. You can do at least that.
And it's mostly going to be at the landing process because it's just 1 minute of help I can do it because I don't have any more spell slots.
Okay.
Or 2 minutes. I have 2 level 2 spells.
Okay.
Wait, isn't the ship failing in 2 days?
Yeah, you calculated that the energy that's left in the ship is it's enough to power for 2 days.
How far away from Algor are we?
If you're going at full speed, to Algor, it would take about 2 days, actually.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, you could possibly just power the ship and do the landing right in front of Iro. Ugh.
Could I assume that I would get in contact when the Ifrit shows up on the horizon?
Maybe.
Because they did talk to me before.
He did.
Like,
How much do you trust them?
also, could I look in that book that I got from the Storm Giants about anything that could help?
Yeah, sure. So in the book with spells, the following spells are written. So let me get that real quick. So the following spells in the book that are written are there they are. So Wind Wall is one of them. There is there's Wind Wall, there's Wind Walk, there is Control Weather. There is Call Lightning. The majority of these spells are divine. There's Fog Cloud. There is Misty Step. And there is... where is it? There is... I think that's it, actually. Wind Wall, Wind Walk, Control Weather. Fog Cloud. And Wind Walk.
If it helps, I'm a cleric, so if there's anything there that you wouldn't be able to cast just from looking at it, I might be able to scribe a scroll that I could use. I don't know if I can cast directly from a book. I probably wouldn't be able to.
Yeah,
I need to have a scroll.
Yeah, you'd have to make it into a scroll.
But if there's anything there, I'm looking at my spell lists to see what kind of spells land on my lists as well. But if Kilroy can't cast it, then I might be able to. Or even Hwinnil might be able to.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So is the plan to maybe drive the ship to shore and then land it in front of the town? Or did you want to try to land it now?
I think we should try to keep it going for at least a day and hope that they can see us on the horizon.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good. And based on all of the spells that I heard, assuming I heard him saying them, those are mostly Druid spells, so that would be something Hwinnil would probably need to work with. She could scribe a scroll be able to wind wall or wind walk. those are all things that she could do.
Only 2 spells were on my spell list.
I have control weather.
I
as like
learned
a-
Fog Cloud.
It's like an
That's-
eighth level spell, control weather. So I can't cast it naturally, but if there's a scroll, I could try to use it.
Wait, Control Weather is an 8th level spell?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, snap it. I do have that. That one is on my list.
Oh, cool. Yep.
Yep. It takes 10 minutes to cast, I believe.
Yeah, and since neither of us can cast it naturally, we'd have to roll some sort of check to
Yep.
make sure that we can cast it from the scroll.
All right. So Grenadine says that she'll have her navigator drive the ship.
Good idea.
Yeah, you want somebody experienced with an airship to drive. And he has a ring of featherfall just in case things go really badly. So the plan is drive the ship for about a day in. You'll have to, with your checks, you are able to. So since this undead ship is faster than the Ifrit, he'll have to slow it down a bit to just keep up with you guys, because he doesn't want to overtake you guys. And there's a town with an undead ship coming near it, and oh my God, we're being attacked. No, they don't want that to happen.
Right. Yep.
Would
Yep.
we have more time if we're slowing it down, like using less power?
It is possible. Since you don't know the inner workings of the ship really well, I don't know if like the excess energy would just dissipate into heat or something.
Right.
It's really difficult to figure it out. Life force conversion into airship energy is not something every person can figure out in like a day. But you guys, you decide, okay, well, we'll drive the ship, both of the ships, in the day. If your contact, Kilroy, sees us, maybe they could help us out. Otherwise, we'll have to land the ship ourselves. And hopefully that goes well with all the preparations we've made.
Can I also cast Locate Object to figure out if there's an air-based engine within 1,000 feet? I don't think it'll work, but like besides the Ifrits.
If they could take you onto the Ifrit to show you what it would look like. So yeah, you could possibly do that. But
I assume if I do that, nothing happens.
yeah, I mean, you guys are out on the ocean. The only air-based engine is the one on the Ifrit right now. They don't exactly keep spare engines around.
Sure. Right. Yeah, and it's probably using a lot of energy just to keep the ship in the air, even if it's going slow.
Yeah, it's mostly propulsion actually. The Ifrit is made out of alchemical wood called soar wood, which is lighter than air. So the ship
Wow.
can float on its own, but it has no propulsion system other than the wind-based sails and engine.
And the dead ship, that's not made with soarwood, right?
No, it's made of like real
Ordinary wood.
Yeah, just ordinary wood. Ordinary wood that has been treated to withstand certain weather conditions.
Okay.
Okay, so Grenadine says I'll have one of my navigator drive the ship, and we'll take shifts. You might want to, if it's okay with you guys, can we ferry people across with your broom, so I don't lose anybody by accident? Because we're gonna have to do like probably 4 or 5 hour ships per person.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Ramas.
Cool.
I still want to know what's in that other part on the ship, though.
I think wasn't it just the stairs here that
Yeah, it's just the stairs that go down where Hwinnil's
Oh, okay.
token
Never mind
is.
then.
Yep.
My bad.
All right, so you guys drive the ship on for about a day, and you guys are getting fairly close to the fishing town that Grenadine described. Yep, full rest, 8 hours.
Yay. Good.
You can spend your hit dice. You get up to half your hit dice back. And you can get your spells and whatnot. Okay. You guys travel for a full day, you know, resting up. And
Really, I rolled a 1. Really? Fine, I'll
Wait,
use
don't you
another
get full HP if you just sleep 8
you
hours?
just sleep. But if you just want to, you know,
one.
spend
Oh,
hit
well,
dice,
no.
Okay.
yeah, if you just
Okay,
want to just
Never
rest,
mind.
you'll get all your HP back.
Oh, okay, in
And
that
any
case,
hit
I
die you
won't do the hit
spend.
dice.
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you guys don't want to use your hit die, and yeah. All right. So you guys travel a day, and there is a voice that comes into your head, the Kilroy, and the voice says it's different from the other one that you've been hearing. And the voice says, I have to count how many words I'm using. I was expecting one airship, not two. Um, do you need any assistance?
It's 16 words?
It's 25. Oh, sorry. This is Tester. And then you hear a, sorry, forgot to count.
Fuck. Hello?
Yep. I'm just waiting for Kilroy's response.
Okay, good. I thought my headset broke or something.
Nope.
It's quite okay.
25 words.
I didn't do quite 25, but that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Then you hear all right. We'll send help. Might take a while. uh So Grenadine looks out from the ship and she says, "All right, well, so any word on your on help at all?"
They said it might take a while, so I guess we're going to the water.
All right, I guess we're land. Yeah, it's gonna take a if they're setting land if they're setting just normal sea vessels, then it's gonna take them a while to mobilize and get to us. So we might as well start the landing process for the airship. I will be on deck just in case you guys need any help. But good luck. I've never tried landing an undead ship before, so this should be great. Have fun. And she goes back to her ship. Alright. So I need a religion check. I need an arcana check to slow down the energy that's coming from the ship. I need Kevmorn to help with the steering, with an athletics check. And I need Hwinnil to just do one more nature check for me as she casts Gust of Wind. And I need Ramas just to use just to do a quick perception check for me to make sure that the rigging they had installed earlier is up to okay. So over 20, over 20, over 50, over 50. All right. It doesn't take that long actually to land the ship. It goes much faster than you guys expect. What should be altogether a 3-hour process turns into a 1.5-hour process. Yeah, you guys land the ship. Takes a little bit. Luckily, it looks like some of the ship is not leaking, so it was probably built from a sea vessel previously. And while you guys are just checking for leaks and whatnot, 5 hours later, after you land the ship, 5 hours later, you start seeing ships from Iro come in your direction. Two schooners actually, and there is one of them. There is a jaunty-looking tiefling that hops up on deck, and he says, "Well, I wasn't expecting this." He looks around, and Hwinnil, you recognize him as Tester. I think you're
Yeah.
the only person who would recognize him.
Does it look like the younger version or the older version?
It looks like the older version, actually.
Oh.
And he, hops up on the ship. He's in pretty simple leathers. He looks like he has a rapier on his side of his belt, with these black buckled boots. And he says, "Bueno, it's good to see you again."
Good to see you too. By the way, I have this letter.
Oh, at least he looks at it, opens it. Really? Really? That's all he has to say? All right, whatever. Sticks in his pocket. You're telling me not to be an asshole, for God's sakes. I'm so sorry
Do you
about
have a response? I seem to meet you kind of often.
I mean, he's not, well, technically, Agalarian was telling us not to meet, something about the time-space continuum or something like that, so I haven't really met him face-to-face yet. But I'm here, to greet you guys and to help you to the gates. So, ship, huh? An undead ship. This is gonna be great.
Yeah.
What did you guys bring? Any other information you have about this ship in particular?
It belongs to a bad person.
I figured.
The person is named... I don't really know who this is, but it's working for Vikit Fellhand. That might be the father, or might not be.
I haven't heard of him myself, with the additional years that I've been alive, apparently. But I can probably ask around. I could probably ask my younger self to scope around. Oh, okay. Oh, you must be the guy that he... Okay. This, very... extroverted tiefling sticks his hand out in your direction, Kilroy. You must be Kilroy. My name's Tester. Well, I'm another version of Tester that you probably haven't met yet. Nice to meet you.
Why are there two versions of you?
Something about... All right, it's a very long story. But if we can, get to shore, have a nice meal, because I'm not one for the water, honestly. I've only been out here for about, a couple hours and I'm already getting sick of it. I will explain well, he told me not to explain everything yet. But it will be explained soon. I'll explain what I can explain to you because I'm yeah. Anyways, let's get to shore. I have rented a couple rooms at the Tree and Leaf Inn in Iro, and we should get some of us should get acquainted, some of us should get reacquainted, and I'll let you guys know what's happening. A lot has happened actually since since you, Miss Hwinnil, have arrived.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I tell you, I had to go through half of Skoruk to find King Galus and King Jonah, and Agalarian. Okay. So if none of you have any questions, I'll let these fine gentlemen, and he points to the people on the schooners. They'll sail this. Well, they'll drag this ship. We might need another boat. You're gonna need a bigger boat, to shore, and yeah, let's meet up at the Tree and Leaf, and from there tomorrow we should head to the wall.
I have questions.
What's your question, young man?
Is Agalarian going to show up? Did I pass my test? Did I do everything right? What's going on? Why you didn't explain anything? What's
At this point, like after your third question, he's already like climbing down the rope ladder off the ship.
Excuse me?
Onto one of the schooners.
I put a hand on Kilo's shoulder and say, yeah, I think you should just rest and don't think so much about it until tomorrow.
It'll be fine.
Alright. Eventually, the Ifrit, the undead ship, and the schooners bring you to a quaint town of Iro. Iro is a fishing port with a population of 2,500 people. There are 2 inns here. The Warlord's Respite, and the Tree and Leaf. And yeah, there is a nice town, nice docking area. It looks like the majority of ships here come from other places around Pondera. And it looks like a common town for trade, for waiting for entrance to go beyond the wall. And it's a little more rustic than most of the towns you have passed through, Kilroy, in Algor. But, it serves its purpose. You guys eventually find the Tree and Leaf.
Yeah, that's where I want to stay.
Yep. There are already 5 rooms rented out for you guys, paid courtesy by Tester himself. And after you speak to the innkeeper about your rooms, the innkeeper relays a message. The innkeeper's name is a gentleman named Andrew Bernard, a middle-aged human with salt and pepper hair, who tells you that Tester left a message to say that he'll be waiting for you guys in the tavern at around 7 o'clock for dinner. So is there
Okay,
anything?
thank you.
Yep. Is there anything you guys want to do before you get ready before dinner?
Stabling my animals.
Okay.
Rest.
The stable fee's already been included, so you can stable your animals if you wish.
All right, good.
Yeah, that's
Can
about
I
it.
do that?
Okay,
I'll help with the animals a little.
cool. All right, so you guys.
Oh, and also while helping with the animals, I'll ask Hwinnil if she's excited to go back to her own time.
Yeah, I always felt like I'm not really belonging here. That something is off, and I feel it's been worse. It's something about the nature that seems wrong. I don't think the world likes that I'm here.
Okay,
I think I have accidentally interfered with more than I was supposed to, maybe.
that makes sense. That makes sense. It's normal to be worried. But don't worry.
Yeah, space and time is fine. Nothing's messed
Yep.
up.
Exactly. It's normal to have those worries.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Winnie looks a bit like she's thinking about something, and then says, "Yeah, it's probably gonna be fine."
Okay.
It has been nice to meet all of you. So if I go back soon, then and I hope we get the proper goodbye, so I don't just disappear from you.
Yes. I hope to be at that. Hope to be wherever you are in the future. I'll try to set my calendar.
Do that.
Okay.
I will
Cool.
wait for you,
Great.
or you will wait for me.
I'll be waiting for
Oh,
you.
it's so strange with time. You'll probably be there when I get there, and it's gonna be like I say goodbye, and it's gonna be all teary, and then I go through the portal, and then you are there, and I'm still. Let me say hi again. It's gonna feel very awkward.
Yes. Yep. We'll see. All right. Good.
Alright, so you guys do what you do. Get to your rooms, get a little comfortable. Dinner's about a couple hours away. And you guys, stable animals, take a shower, that kind of thing. 7 o'clock rolls around, and the tavern is half full. There are a couple merchants. The majority of people in this town are human. The Okay. The tavern is quite cozy. It's spacious, but there's two fireplaces in this tavern. There is a nice bar with wine glasses hanging upside down on the overhead. There is a lovely um, human woman playing a lute at the fireplace, just singing um, what's a common folk song in Algor, and Tester is at a large table. He had already, looks like he already started early with the drinking. Um, and then when you guys arrive, he, waves you over to the table. There's some light, there's some appetizers, just some bread, cheese, and fruit. Um, he gestures for all of you to sit, and he says, "Well, it's nice to meet some of you. My name is Tester. I am, as cliche as this sounds, this version of myself is not of this time period. Um, but from my from what I've gathered, your group window has changed quite a bit since I've last seen you."
Yes, I think it's only me left at this hunting this quest from the original party.
I had spoken to Matron Leck back in Wingfall, and she says the others are there waiting for whenever the transport is ready, and it's almost ready. Um, but we have a couple things we need to discuss. Um, first of all, are your new companions going to be coming with you?
I turn to the rest. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Is anyone planning?
I think some of us were, but not all of us. I don't recall.
I think I was.
I'm gonna be staying in this time and hoping to meet up with you guys at the right moment in the future.
Considering Kevmorn's age at 37, if he waits
Yeah,
30 years, he wants to wait with Kasov because he likes him the most.
Yep.
But he'll be 67.
Yeah,
That could be kind of interesting character, though.
I mean, it could be. And the problem... Wait, actually, hang on a minute. Let me just check, because I don't think I have the Paladin that lets me live. No, that's level 15 Undying Sentinel that doesn't age. So no, he would age regularly. So I think he'll have to portal too. And
It's so nice that the elf is the one that's portaling. That's really not affected by this time.
Yep. Yeah, I should be fine. I checked in on Dwarven aging. I think I'm all right, but I've got business with Ixen anyways, so I do plan on meeting up with you guys in the future.
Actually, maybe I won't portal with you guys. There are some things that I want to do. I don't know. No, I don't think I will. Go ahead, guys.
Surprise.
I'll live
surprise.
for like... Yeah, I know. Surprise at this point, right? I'll be like 70 when you get back, but I live till like 250 or something, so...
Okay. I just needed a number, says Tester, because Aguilarian needs to know the number of bodies he'll be sending it back. It's part of his calculations.
I presume all the animals are going, correct?
Yes, I will talk to them. I will either let them free. Wrong word, use the word. Translation is a bit wrong. I will let them return to the nature in their own way. Or if they want to follow me to the next time, they will. It will be up to them. Should I speak to them as well? As those bodies will also affect the ritual, I guess.
Yes. So the way Aguilarian told me that this was going to work was that how much about the wall and the material that the wall is made from, how much do you know about that? I know that only one of you are from Algor, so you might not know about our special wall that we have surrounding the majority of it.
Yeah, I'm not from around here, so
No, me
I
neither.
don't think I know.
Okay. So we're not near the wall yet, but you'll see it soon enough once we travel to the gates. So we have a special stone that holds a lot of arcane power. Called I'll type it. Called Pyrita. And it is, and Kilroy, you know most of what he's going to say. It is mined from the west, refined, and holds a lot of arcane energy. We have secured, uh, enough pyrita to send you guys back. Actually, Galarian has been working on the refining process to use it in a way to send you back. I don't know too much about magic myself. I mean, I'm kind of the more of the sneaky-ish type, I would say. But in order to see how much energy that needs to be stored and used, he needs to know the number of people that are actually going back. We have a number from Lek about how many are going to go back on her end, and we will eventually teleport all of us to Wingfall to send you guys back to almost the exact hour that you guys disappeared. So nothing weird or strange has happened. Um, I'm also gonna need to know just some general things about what you guys have been doing to see if that maybe affects the time stream continuum. You haven't. You know what? You've probably killed a lot of things while you've been here, haven't you?
Yep.
Quite a few.
Quite a few. Okay. All right, that's fine. Anything that I should know about? Like, okay.
We have killed some dragons.
Okay, dragons. I'm gonna have to. I'll. You know what? I'll talk to Algalarian about that. It should be fine. It's just dragons. I mean, as long as you don't kill like old gods or krakens or whatever, you guys should be fine. It's happened before. Apparently, Algalarian said. I don't time travel too much myself.
Okay.
Off topic, just one thing that we could consider, of course, is that if we want to continue with this part at this current time, it could be possible if Hwinnil goes to the future and the rest of the party stays and I can roll another character. That's also a possibility.
Okay.
I just wanted to let it out there that I am open for that, even if I, of course, like playing Hwinnil.
Okay, that's fine. We can talk about that. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, there are some things we need to talk about when we reach the Mithril Palace. King Jonah of the future is going to want to talk to you guys because there are a couple things that have come up that. So we can't really talk to our past selves. I can't talk to past Tester or past Jonah about what's happening in the future because that might mess things up. But we have discovered some things and perhaps the reason why you guys were sent back in the first place. King Galus will provide that information. We were able to rescue him as well, thank goodness. And maybe once we get you guys to the Mithril Palace, maybe we can compare notes and see what we both have learned and maybe piece together what's actually happening. Because you guys, the amount of energy it took to have initially sent you guys back here was a lot. So somebody wanted you gone. But I guess that didn't really work the way they wanted to. So we'll have to talk about that. Do you guys have any like general questions for me? Not, details because we're going to have to talk about that in more secure settings. And at this point, Tester kind of looks at Kilroy and is like, not a word.
No, I think we need a more secure setting before speaking about those things.
Okay. So we're going to. So when we get outside of Iroh, we'll teleport to. We'll teleport to the visitor station, the visitor center, at the wall, and since you guys should have your papers, we should be able to walk in really easily and make a straight beeline for the Mithril Palace. So I get ready for that, and I guess enjoy the time you guys have right now. It's gonna be a. And Widow, could you roll insight for me?
Yes. Insight. 18.
Tester looks really tired. He's trying to hide it. Not he's not hiding it very well. But the events that have taken place, like the events he's alluding to that have taken place, have really drained him in the past weeks, months you guys have been here initially. He looks like he's carrying a lot of emotional weight on him, but you know he's trying to hide it as best he can. But he just looks really tired, and exhausted.
I see.
Yeah.
I don't comment on it.
Okay. Yeah. Since you knew him initially, that's the gist you get from him because nobody really has interacted with him at the extent you had prior.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tester says, "I'm going to get some sleep. Feel free to drink and eat as much as you want. It's all on the it's all on my tab tonight. It's the least I could do for you guys. Because some of you are gonna have a pretty rough road ahead, and I apologize for that. But there's really nothing I can really do at this point, since you guys are involved now. All right, you guys have a lovely evening.
That's not ominous.
You guys will know once we get to the Mithril Palace. And he's like, he salutes you, 2-finger salute, nods, and starts to walk out of the tavern.
I give it a little bit, but then I want to follow him.
All right. You guys eat and drink. Ramas slips away. Roll a stealth check. Okay.
Do I notice him slip away?
Roll a perception check.
And you beat a 24.
Nope.
I also want to know if I actually notice him go away.
Yeah, you can roll perception as well. Nope.
But no.
Nope. Ramas seems to, during mid-conversation, well, during a brief pause in conversation, he slips away.
I tell everybody I need to go to the bathroom. And then instead of going into the bathroom, I go out the front door.
Okay.
I am truly sorry.
So you're trying to tail him.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you eventually, stealthily, ducking between alleyways and crates, and barrels on the docks. You eventually find and catch up to Tester. And during the time you're trailing him, you see he talks to the captains who are heading up the schooners. It took him a while to get your ship, your undead ship, to the docks, but it's there, floating. A little more deep, floating in the water, sinking, in the water more than you would like. But it seems to be okay. And they briefly converse about how they're gonna get this thing on shore. They might need to get a couple beasts of burden, a lot of beasts of burden to actually get it onto the ship, get the ship onto shore, and so they can actually work on it. After that, he goes to the Warlord's Respite. Another tavern in town. One that's not as nice as the Tree and Leaf. And he takes a seat by the bar. And after a few minutes of waiting and of you kind of finding your own small corner in the tavern, a gentleman takes a seat next to him by the bar. He is dressed in a simple traveling robes. He wears kind of a hood that obscures his face, and he carries with him a large, gnarled, polished wooden staff that just looks like it's made out of a simple, um, dark cherry wood. And he puts the staff next to him. Um, they kind of do like a half embrace. You can get bits and pieces like how are you doing, how are you holding up, um, Tester saying, and they begin to have a light conversation at the bar.
Right. Do they talk about anything more important, or are they just small talking, basically?
You hear them, at first it starts out as small talk. But then the conversation like takes a different turn. They start talking about possible defenses for the wall, additional uh, uh, additional additional things to strengthen the wall. Um, like as if they were as if they know that the wall would be taking on some kind of like onslaught in the future.
Okay.
They also talk about the possibility of, and there's one thing that you do catch, something about huge. Um, Something about drow, which is the first time you've
Yeah,
heard
that's
that
new.
in this conversation. Maybe some sort of attack. Um, but that's the extent of the conversation you get and understand. Maybe. He's not orange. That's for sure.
Oh, so that is Algarian.
Jeez.
You don't know. You have no idea. But yeah, this wizard guy and Tester are talking about wall defenses and drow mostly.
Okay. I'm gonna hang around.
Well, you see, Agalarian built the wall, so he could be Trump.
Right.
That's the history of the wall.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna keep hanging around until they break off conversation.
Okay. They they talk for about another hour. Until Tester says to him that, I'm really tired. I just want to go back to my room at the Tree and Leaf and, just sleep until I have to take the group to the palace in the morning. And they say their goodbyes. They break off, and the robed figure goes in one direction, and Tester starts heading back to the Tree and Leaf.
Oh, I'm gonna follow Tester, I guess.
Okay. Roll another stealth check for me, please.
I have advantage on that because of those boots.
Okay. You eventually follow him back to the tree and leaf, and he goes upstairs into a room on the second floor, and he closes the door behind him.
Shit. Is the rest of the party still awake?
It's only been like an hour and a half since you've left. So they're still probably at the tavern drinking and eating, unless they
I'm probably at the stables.
All right, so
Okay. I'm gonna go find Hwinnil, because she's the one I know is from the future,
okay.
and ask her about this. These drow and if Algor gets attacked in the future.
Alright. Do you just go up to me when I'm at the stables and start? Or...
Basically. Hey, Hwinnil! You're from the future, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Still correct, Ramas.
Does Algor get attacked in the future?
What do I know?
As far as you know, since you came around from the time of the conclave, not that you've heard of.
The meeting was about talking about defense zone, right? So it was more that the attack might gonna happen at somewhere, but I didn't know anything about it.
Not at the time, yeah. I mean, when it was about the gathering of organizations and just kind of telling what's going on between organizations and world leaders. But at that point, the meeting never got started because you guys were sucked through the portal. So, not
so
that
what
you
I know, it could have, but in that case, that would probably... Yeah, all right. I will answer. I don't think so. The meeting that was actually going to relay that information was the one that got cancelled. So maybe, but probably not.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about drow, would you? In the future? Do they do anything awful?
Do I know DM? Do you know anything that they have done in the last 20 years?
So the nation of Daidar is the entrance to the Underdark.
Yeah.
You know that the Elven lands, Dorenithil and Nananlyre, are in constant battle, with the forces of the Drow that come to the border every once in a while. As far as very large overtaking forces, you haven't heard of it.
Then they are a constant plague, but no significant advancements have been made the last 2 decades.
Okay. I'm going to explain what I heard to Hwinnil, actually.
Okay.
I'm actually just going to straight up be honest, because this probably affects her more than anybody else.
Okay. So Ramas talks to you about how they were talking about strengthening the wall. The future tester was with this robed entity, and how the drow are going to probably become a really big problem once they get back.
Interesting. Ramas, you still have that ring on you?
Which one? You're going to have to be more specific.
Of mind shielding?
I do. It's even still attuned.
Good. Then I say, I wonder if the drows are in league with the Rakasha. That could be problematic and very dangerous for the world. I don't see how Algor would be the main target, but maybe they're using some form of portal.
Ooh, yeah.
Thank you, Ramas, for telling me this. It's troubling that Tester... We'll see if Tester will relay the information tomorrow when we are at safer location.
I'm going to go listen to him some more. Do you want to join me?
I actually think you are better than me to do that.
Okay.
Or just a gift from me, and I cast Pass Without Trace.
Oh hell yes! You are the best.
No. If you hear anything more concrete or troubling, come back to me. I will be here most of the night, otherwise in my room.
All right.
Alright, so
Bye.
the shadows coalesce around you, Ramas, just making you just literally disappear in plain sight. So you're gonna go back to the tester's room?
Yeah, I'm gonna go creep on Tester some more.
Okay. So yeah, it's 44. You silently and stealthily make your way back to his room. His room is locked, but I don't think that's a problem.
Nice.
Oh wow!
His room
Only a
is
15.
unlocked. And when you enter the room, you hear some light snoring. And
Okay.
in bed, you see there's Tester, blankets over him, and he's just looks like he looks like he quickly changed and just went to sleep almost immediately.
Okay. I'm gonna take a quick look around the room
Okay.
and just see if there's anything in there that might be interesting.
All right, roll a perception check for me. Okay. It's a simple, middle class room. There is a large queen size bed. There is a desk with some papers on it. They look like they were in various stages of being written. Some are halfway done. Some have like just one sentence on it. There is um, a small pot of wax that looks like it's starting to harden. And it looks like Tester's pack is hanging off the end of his bed. And there looks like there's not much in it. It doesn't look like he's like been here for that long.
Okay. Can I read any of the letters on his desk?
Yeah. You briefly take a glance at the letters, and the majority of them are written in common. There's some in a language you can't really. You don't speak Infernal, do you?
I do not.
Okay. Some is a strange language. It looks kind of weird. Um, but the letters you are able to read are of letters to friends, family, just talking about briefly, hey, I'm on this mission. I'm sorry I haven't seen you in a while. Um, there's one letter in particular, the half finished one, that is addressed to. Actually, what is her name? Give me one quick second. Um, there we go. To a woman named Princess Alyssa. Um, and in the letter, it explains that he'll be visiting her and her family very soon to talk about issues regarding Al Gore and Leona. And that's the majority of what you can decipher from the desk. Was there anything else you wanted to do, Ramis? Fuck. Did you get any of that?
Hello?
No.
Yeah, okay. So my computer froze. Sorry. So the majority of the letters are to friends and family, telling that he's going to be away for a while. But there's one, the half-finished letter you see is to a woman named Princess Alyssa. And she, in the letter, it says that he is going to visit Leona very soon. And they have much to discuss about the relations between Algor and Leona.
Okay.
That's the majority of what you found.
Okay. Can I take a peek through his pack and see if there's anything special in there?
Okay. You take a peek through his pack. It looks like there's more parchments, ink. There is a set of lockpicks in there. There are a couple scroll tubes of varying intricate designs. There is a rations. There's a water skin. Looks like a standard adventurer's pack.
Okay. Cool.
All
All right. I'm gonna slide out of his room then.
All right. You slide out of his room and lock the door behind you.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go tell Hwinnil about the letter I found to the princess, I guess. But besides that, nothing else. He's just asleep.
All right. Well, we will wait for tomorrow then.
Okay.
All right. My code medicine is wearing off, so I'm gonna just fast track a little bit. And I know that I think two of you. I think Cam, you have to leave in 45 minutes.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Okay.
I can keep it.
Okay. So morning comes. After...
One thing,
Okay.
I want to speak to my animals and see what they want. If they, I know it's really hard to describe concepts to animals, but these are kind of intelligent, but still want to like give them a choice if they want to follow or be in the wild.
Okay. Yeah, you can cast Speak with Animals and talk to them. Just roll me a I guess a persuasion to try to convey your point across about what's going to be happening. Okay. Wildbeak and Griff have no clue what you're talking about with the concept of time travel. Grim, since he's a little more intelligent, does understand it to a point. Like saying, "Oh, we're going." The Wildbeak is, you know, a little is attached to you, for sure. Griff, kind of. You spend, you know, most of your riding time has been with Wildbeak, so he has
Yeah.
kind of more of a bond with you than Griff does. Grim says that, you know, you saved him. He doesn't have a pack anymore, but he considers you and the flying horse part of the pack. So if the choice was given to him, he would prefer to stay with you guys.
All right. Okay, so it seems, but I cannot convey to Griff anything. So it's like Griff is now the one that has not really made a choice because it has no way to actually make the choice.
No, he has no idea what you're talking about when you try to explain the concept of time travel.
All right, I thought to ask a simpler question then. Would you want to follow me, Wildbeak and Grim, to a different place, or do you want to stay here? Just to talk about like a faraway country, so to say.
Okay. He says in simple terms that, you know, he's fine following you. Like Wildbeak, you know, prior to you finding them and freeing them from their last owners, partners, whatever he conveys. Um, he he would have to start a lair, another lair. He would have to get his own food, which he does like hunting once in a while, but sometimes they can be lazy. Uh, so he'll go. He'll go with you,
Okay.
given the choice.
It's nice. He chooses to follow because he's lazy and doesn't want to hunt food. It's so perfect.
Pretty much, pretty much. You provide a lot of his needs for him, so he's just like, I'll just hang around with you.
Okay. Well, then I know. Yeah, then we can skip to the next day.
Okay. All right. I know there's a bunch of things that you guys want to write, and I need to actually do a lot of planning for the next day, but I want to get you guys to the palace so you can make the decision whether you guys want to have your character stay behind, maybe meet up later, um, or continue on what you're doing now. It's up to you. Um, so morning comes, and Tester is downstairs, pretty bright and early, around 7 o'clock. Um, he gets one of the many employees of the tavern, of the inn, to go to your rooms and give you essentially what is a wake up call. And if you guys don't put up too much resistance, he will. Now you guys come downstairs. He tells you that he has arranged a quick teleportation to the wall. Once you guys give over your letters, then we'll be let in, and we're just gonna make a beeline straight to the Mithril Palace. So you guys eventually, have some very light discussion, have breakfast, uh, go to the teleportation circle outside of Iro, and they just really let you come in and out without any problems. No talking to clerks. They've dealt with Tester previously before. And they teleport you to the center outside of the wall. Um, Tester brings you to a captain of the guard who guards one of the potions as well. And this wall is a translucent purple. It's made out of like a purple glass material, and when you look up, it looks like it extends for as far as you can see. Slightly curving just at where your vision starts to really like blur and come out of focus. And the captain of the guard, asks you for your 2 letters to be let in. If you hand those over, I'd like you to mark them off, whoever is carrying them, in their inventory. Um,
Alright, I think I had one of them at least.
And I have one of them.
Okay. Gone.
Yeah.
okay.
And parchment with a seal to Tester is also.
Okay.
Uh,
When they open the gates and let you through, Dan is the capital of Algor, and it is the biggest city you have ever seen. There are structures that easily tower above you, more than several stories high. All the roads in this city are either paved asphalt or cobblestone. The entrance of the city itself is grand. There are it's not all stone. There are beautiful trees that line the streets. It looks like a very well thought out, planned grid-like city. Um, and in the far distance, there is you see peeking among many of the buildings. There there is near like almost as tall as sky. It's as if trying to reach the clouds. There are these glistening silver sparkling spires um, that tester points out to be the that belong to the Mithril Palace where King Jonah resides, um, as well as the Mithril Guard. Um, you guys get a hippo lift, and I'm calling it hippo lift because I think that's a cool name. Um, Apparently Uber is racist. To the palace. It takes a while to get there. Um, and outside the palace gates, there are these two individuals in full silver colored plated armor, carrying two large glaives, where there is where each one wears a tabard with a scale on it. Um, Kasov, you instantly recognize the religious symbol that's on the tabards, and these looks like they represent Arathis, the goddess of civilization, which is the deity here that is worshipped. You guys are led through a beautiful courtyard with a white stone marble-esque fountain that looks like a large almost oriental serpent that spouts water from it. Uh, you are led into uh, the front large double doors to the palace. And even looking up at the palace, you can't you have it almost hurts your neck to just look at the tops of the spires. Um, when you enter the palace itself, the hallways are massive. Um, Easily, you could fit a parade down these hallways. Um, and there are a couple guards as you are walking in that flank you to the left and right. And there are, servants, multiple dignitaries that look like they're just going about their way. And when you enter the throne room, Tester says, um, he says it's just going to be us, me, and Algalarian in there. And the guards, step off to the sides to the front of the throne room door. When the throne room doors are thrust open, the inside of the throne room, the ceiling is easily 80 foot tall. There are thick columns that look like they're plated with mithril that line the throne room. There is a beautiful, long white and gold rug that leads to the throne, which is itself looks like it is made of pure mithril. There is a bluish colored man who stands at one side, um, and there is a very elderly individual with a long silver beard that reaches down to his chest, but is not unkept. It's trimmed very nicely with some ornaments in it. Um, and he's wearing very ornate silver and white robes. With he doesn't wear a crown, but he has more of a circlet that's placed atop his head. Hwinnil, you actually recognized him as King Jonah, since you have seen him before, and the individual that flanks him is Agalarian. They patiently and quietly wait for your group to head down the throne room. And Tester, kneels in front of King Jonah, and he says, Your Majesty, I have brought one of the travelers with me, as well as her friends and companions. And, behind you guys, as you were walking in, the door shut. And King Jonah, quietly stands up. Very, very nimbly for somebody his age. He is at height. He is probably maybe 5'10". So he's a taller individual. And he says, "Welcome to Al Gore. I am King Jonah. I have met one of you previously. We have much to discuss." And Agalarian, nods. But first of all, you are free to ask any questions I might be able to answer. Is there anything you wish to know?
First, I say thank you, Majesty. Do you know why we were sent back?
I do. So King Aeolus is currently resting. But I will relay what he has told me. And my past self is currently elsewhere in this timeline, actually. So it was very strange for me to come back to a time I know I was not around, and my steward was in my place, and he points to Tester. We were sent here because King Aeolus had informed me, while we were trapped in this past time, that King Aeolus of Dorenathil, on behalf of the Wood Elves of Nananlyre, wanted to request aid from the rest of Pondera because there is an entity known as the Slave King in the timeline we come from, who has incited a rebellion. As you know, slavery is legal in Robur and in the Elven lands. This individual had gathered up forces, coaxing them to his side in promises of freedom, of a future for these people who have been enslaved for a very long time. And they flock to him. The problem is Durenethil and Nananlyre both fight incursions from Didar, the Drow, and unfortunately, they cannot fight the Slave King and the Drow at the same time. If they split their forces, they will be overtaken. He had requested our help. Not only our help, not only Al Gore's help, but help from Ironfast, help from Leona, help from Gadarn, help from the eastern continent. Because they will fall. We believe, after talking with each other since we've been in this time for a while, that we were sent back so he could not deliver his message for aid. We deduced that somebody wanted us gone, especially King Galus, so he could not bring help to his nation, to the Elven nations. I think that's why we were sent back. Because during this time, we've had, before we were able to reach Al Gore, we had multiple attempts at our lives.
Yeah, I have had some attempts on me as well, and my companions.
That is very disconcerting then. When we are sent back, King Galus will be able to make his plea to the rest of the conclave to get this help. But I'm afraid it's not going to be... I'm afraid this might go a little deeper if somebody had the power to send all of us back here.
Yes, that comes into my next question. If you know how or who that had the power to send us back.
I don't know. We've been trying to figure that out from King Galus. He thinks it's the Slave King. Which would be logical to think that. He would be the individual that would benefit from us being, to put it lightly, taken out. But he did go through a lot of hoops to do and to do that. But for sure, it is an entity that would like I said, would benefit the most from this situation. We don't know much about the Slave King. All we know is from what King Galus was able to, what intelligence that King Galus was able to provide to me, he was just a very powerful lord in the north. Nobody even knows if he's actually from Robur to do what he's doing currently. We don't know how he would benefit from freeing the slaves. We don't know whether he is just an altruistic individual. We just know that he is starting a rebellion, and it is throwing the western continent into disarray. What's even more disconcerting is none of the representatives from Robur, when we were starting the conclave, they had not arrived. They were not among the ones that were sent back in this timeline. We don't know what's happening in Robur right now. Well, not right now, but in the future.
Are these holes protected from scrying?
Yes. Agalarian had many wards, many anti-magic, anti-scrying wards that have been... Let's just say this is one of the safer places you will be.
How many are in this room except we in the party?
There's King Jonah from the future. Tester, and Algalarian. So there's 3 other individuals right now, besides your party.
Right. I have a question about. Well, if I understand it correctly, I will just go on with it, even if it's wrong. I have a request that affects all of you 3,
Okay.
but it will hurt you. Not any fatal or anything, but it will be uncomfortable.
Agalarian looks looks curious, but he lets you speak. And King Jonah says, "What do you wish to do?"
I want to cast a spell that that all of you 3 will freely put in your hands in, and it will burn a bit on you, but you will not die. You will not take any fatal wound, but it will reveal the truth before I speak about it.
Agalarian says, "As long as the king is not harmed, then that we need to trust each other. So if this enables that trust, then that should be fine."
So in like off topic, out of game. Technically, it will hurt them because it does a D10 damage.
Okay.
But I mean,
they look like they could probably take a D10 in damage.
yeah. Or is it even? No, it's actually 2 D10 damage if they fail the Constitution save.
Okay.
So I cast Moonbeam, not on them, but in front of them.
Okay.
And then I say, I want you all to, one at a time, stick in an arm or equal, and it will hurt, but it will reveal as that you are you.
Okay. Immediately, Tester and Algalarian look over to King Jonah, and King Jonah says, "I know how important this is, and my request after I do this. But I must ask you, Miss Hwinnil, that after you see what happens to me, that a word of this does not leave this chamber."
I nod.
All right. So Agalarian will put his hand in the moonbeam. It hurts. How much does it hurt him? I'm just curious.
You can see it hurts him this much if he fails the con save.
Okay.
And the con save is 15, I think.
Okay. It looks like his hand burns a bit, but he maintains his form stays the same. Tester then will put his hand in, and he resists the damage, but he's fine.
Right.
King Jonah looks at you, and he says, "You might want to step back, all of you."
Wow.
I take a
Okay,
step
that's not
back.
ominous.
Please step far back.
I take several steps back.
I get to step up.
Yeah. You see Agalarian Tester immediately step back.
Yeah.
He quietly puts his hand in the moonbeam. Okay. He resists part of the damage. But then when he opens his eyes again and he looks at all of you, you see that these very, pale blue eyes turn into a molten silver. And his form begins to shift. And then you're starting to understand why these hallways are so big. His form shifts, and it's soon very apparent that you guys need to move even further away from him.
Dun, dun,
Okay.
dun.
Okay.
And you guys move out of the way. You know, Agalarian and and Tester, you know, kind of push you guys away. It's like, yep, no, we're gonna have to go further. We're gonna have to go further, guys. And he turns into this massive, gargantuan dragon. A metallic one. But everybody roll an Arcana check for me. He's a dragon.
Yeah.
Is he a dragon?
He looks like he's a giant dinosaur. He's a metallic
You're a
dinosaur.
dinosaur!
This is fine. Just staring like, this is fine. He's a kingly
I
appearance is
shout
all.
that at him. You're a dinosaur! That's awesome!
And
Make
Algalar,
it a
like Tester just looks at you like. Anyways, he's not. So you guys have, you know, going against some dragons. You generally know what like certain dragons look like. He's not a metallic dragon that you've ever encountered or seen in any story or any book. He definitely has a different fringe. He has different tendrils coming from his face. But once he stops shifting and stops growing, he towers above all of you. Just still on all fours, kind of just at this point lays kind of halfway to the side. And he says, I assume at this point you know why I asked you to move out of the way.
Yes.
He is Mithril colored. Yes, he is Kilroy. So this is my true form. And I would prefer if you kept this amongst yourselves.
Hwinnil dispels the moonbeam at least. And says, yes, I will keep this to myself.
And for those who have been around for a while, now you probably understand why I have ruled this land for so long. But now that you trust me, I hope, then there's something, at least of you will know I ask of you. You're involved in this now. You are involved in whatever the Slave King is trying to do. We think the Slave King. If we were to send officials on behalf of our countries, I don't know if that would go very well, especially since there are multiple nations that are involved now. I have my own nation to worry about. So I am going to still send aid to King Galus, but it will only be against the Drow. If I sent if I sent forces against the Slave King, that would be making a statement, and I think that's going to be the way that all of the other nations will act. But that's only a hypothesis I have. I have not spoken to anybody yet, because we have not returned yet. I would like to hire you and your friends to help uncover what's really going on. Is that something that you could do?
Done.
Yes.
I get to
I am
her, like slavers. Done.
I'm on that task already, and yes, I want to see it to completion. What we suspect has done this, is behind at least the spell casting, is a Rakshasa.
Rakshasa.
Rakshasa, yeah.
That's very disconcerting. If a Rakshasa is involved, entities from the Nine Hells could be involved, or it could just be an entity working on its own. We don't know. We can't. We don't have enough to gather. We don't have enough information because we are stuck. We were stuck in this timeline. So that's good. What about the rest of you? Well, Kilroy, I know that. Kilroy, you can close your mouth now. It's okay.
Ramus is bouncing up and down at the thought of this.
Aguilarian steps up and he says, "Actually, your Majesty, this individual I was considering taking on myself. And if he still wishes to complete his test, then this is it." And Aguilarian just looks at you and he says, "Kilroy Hunibert. Am I pronouncing that correctly?" Good. Many of my apprentices learn during my tutelage how to solve problems of a timely manner. Many of my apprentices learn to do what I can do. That is to go through time and solve problems. Problems that can't be solved by going in with a sword and hacking somebody. You have potential. You have a lot of potential. And I want to see what you can do with that potential. Now, you don't have to go. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. If you don't think it's worth it. We will part ways and that will be that. You can learn from the Thundrum, perhaps. But if you do want to do this, I won't be sending you completely blind. And you could always come back once you've completed your task. You might need a little while to think about it. I understand this is a large endeavor.
How long would I be gone?
How long would it take for you to complete what you need to do? I've resolved issues that have taken days, months, years, but as you can see, I still age the same way. I just appear in different time periods. So essentially, in a way, you could say I am immortal. Unless, Orcus decides to cut off my head. Then I have a problem. But you might go and it might take months, maybe a year or two, maybe even longer. And then you come back. A little older, but much wiser.
Could you make sure that my sister is taken care of while I'm gone?
He looks over to Tester, and Tester says, "I can relay that." There you go.
Okay.
You seem nervous, young man. This was not the... You were not quite what I envisioned. but you eventually become what I envision.
I do? So then I don't even have a choice? You've already seen this? What's...
There are multiple timelines. It's harder to travel between them, but what I've glimpsed, there's a timeline where you accept and there's a timeline where you do not accept. I'm just wondering which one I'm in right now. You do have a choice. You always have a choice. I could always find somebody else. But you do have a good opportunity here to learn things that many people do not.
I'm willing to try, but now I'm confused, and I thought my test was just to bring them here. And I'm not like them. I'm not a hero person. Like, I'm not like them.
You're a scholar. And between you and the disciple of Ayun, I think that's what they're gonna really need. Not all heroes swing swords and spout fire. I know I wasn't when I started. King Jonah at this point says, well, that's two of you. He turns to you, Kevmorn. Are you doing alright? And he just grins at you with
Everyone's
all
just sort
these
of just
teeth.
like, yeah, he's just like looking up, just flabbergasted, basically. Face just like mouth slightly open, just like not even sure if he's seeing the right thing here.
He sticks out like one of his claws. Like, do you need to touch me, son, to see that I'm real?
Kevmorn actually slowly pokes him.
It's pretty solid.
I'm fine.
Top level sass from the dragon.
You look like you're okay, for the most part.
Fine. Completely. It's like Kevmorn's just like, calling yourself an orphan and giving yourself dust doesn't justify it.
Sorry.
I mean, I am an orphan.
My computer froze for a minute again. I'm getting a new SSD, so hopefully the fresh install of Windows will help.
Oh,
The real question is, what version of Windows?
I'm gonna have to go 10. Yeah, I know.
I feel for you.
I know. I've been on 7 this whole time. And it's not so bad with the updates. So I'll give you a little while to think about. Aguilarian needs to prepare the ritual that will send you all back. And do excuse me, when I go back with all of you, I'll be in my usual form. This kind of is a little daunting to other individuals other than myself. Yeah. Oh, Lord Kevmorn, you shouldn't be too scared. I mean, you must have seen other dragons before.
It's fine. Yep. Twice, maybe once. I don't remember.
He pats you very, very gently with his claw. You'll be fine.
What, on the head or so? Just
Yeah,
like,
on the head, just
armor.
like
Ting, ting.
yeah, pretty much.
Does that go through my armor class? Roll it a 10.
No, he's very controlled. He's like, you'll be okay.
It's just like in the. So as he gets patted, like just his head seems to sink into his armor more. Just. Oh shit.
And are you doing well, Kasov?
Yes, I'm comfortable enough.
Very good, very good.
This is interesting. This is interesting. And yeah, I'm definitely on board. Although I'll likely take a leave of absence for a short period of time.
Are you going to be studying with somebody or doing
Yeah.
your? Okay.
Yes, I'll be studying with Ixen. I'm not sure if
Oh.
you've heard of him.
I have. I've met his group once.
Great.
Not in this form, but
Of course,
I have.
understood. Very cool, very nice, very good. Yes, yeah, I'm planning on studying with Ixen for as long as it takes, and meeting up with these guys later.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Well, just let Agalaria know who's going, who's not going, and within a few days, we will bring the rest of the individuals that came with you from Wingfall to here, and we'll get you guys back home. That's the least that we could do for dragging you all into this mess, and I deeply apologize for this. We only have a small inkling of what the enemy we face. So, sending you into the unknown, I feel somewhat guilty about doing that, but it has to be done. You cannot be linked to a nation. We don't want to start out an all-out war, especially if the warlords are involved. So,
I see.
yeah. Politics is a very messy, messy thing. Sometimes I wish I haven't gotten into it, but I have a nation to protect now, so I'll have to do as the mortals do, unfortunately. But at this time, you can stay at the palace. You will be led to guest rooms. I will be around, as well as Tester and Agalarian if you have any questions in the meantime. If you come up with anything, please feel free to ask one of my guards, and they'll probably lead you to where I am studying. I am going to... Tester and Agalarian are going to prepare the ritual. If you have any letters that need to be sent to any loved ones, let me know. We will have messengers send them as soon as you leave, or the time frame in which you want them to be received. You want them to be received. I expect we should be leaving in 2 days' time to give you enough, for those who are not sure they want to come, to give you enough time to think about it. With that, you see him shrink and shift back into his human form. And he says, well, it was very nice meeting all of you. Again for some of us. And let's get you back to the future, Hwinnil.
In 2 days, I said, and then I asked Bao.
In 2 days. You have more or less free reign of the palace. Please don't steal any of the, take any of the silverware. I've heard some stories, and he kind of just glances at the lot of you, but kind of just focuses on Ramas just a couple seconds longer than the rest
I
of
don't
you.
steal random silverware. I am a classier thief than that. That was not out loud.
And everyone just stares at you, just like, he's finally admitted he has a problem. Now he can walk towards fixing this.
In character, I'm like, who, me?
And he just like reverts his gaze. He just looks away. All right. Well, Tester, if you could please bring them to their rooms, and tell the Mithril guard that they have mostly free reign of the palace, other than private chambers and whatnot. We have a very nice library if you want to get some reading done on Rakshasas. Then I will see you all in 2 days' time. Have a good rest of the day. Have a nice day. Alright, so, I know that there's going to be a lot of letters and stuff I need to write out in the next 2 weeks. We are playing on the 8th of April. I hope that's okay for most of you guys.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think so.
Alright. We probably won't be playing, unless you guys want to get together for a game yourself. We probably won't be playing on the 22nd because I'm going to, hold on, I'm just gonna, I don't need to record this part.